how much value there is in what I'm telling you. How would I say that to you? Each one of you, can you hear this? Each one of you represents 100 million associations. When Jesus tries to express in the Course, he has a particular problem with it. You don't realize how much your individual mind is actually affecting everything in the universe. I'm very much aware of it. See, I'm going to use you whether you're going to get it or not. Every time I address you in your own drama association, I'm doing a major repair in the whole universe. Jesus says to you, you don't realize when you do your own atonement how much you're really affecting. Everything within that total time framework, regardless of where it is, benefits from your reassociation at that time. Can you hear this? Not only that, but it's possible for any association that you've ever had to benefit totally from it if you can get enough insertion, this is what the Course in Miracles is, at a depth of where the chaos occurs. Jesus says you're affecting constellations, thousands of things. You have no idea of the power of your own mind, quite literally. I do, though. And I'm going to use it. And you say, well, I want to be a savior along with you. Come on. But you're going to have to use what? The power of your own mind. And certainly you're not going to do it if you think there's something outside of you that can harm you and cause you pain. Right? How could you? It's not a big deal being the savior of the world, but it's the biggest deal you'll ever do, because it's the only thing you have to do. Okay? I mean, the idea, if you care to look at it, and this is in chapter 29 and 30 and 31, the simplicity of salvation is incredible. All it says is what you think you're doing never happened. But still, you must do it in your own mind, right? Because you're the cause of it. See? Is it possible to love without judgment? No, not perceptually. But it's possible to bring all of your judgments into a whole association of yourself with what you are and create from that stance. Do you think that I can't tell the difference between what you constitute good and evil here? Of course I can. That's why I can teach you. Because I can show you that the difference doesn't matter. Because I still have in me when it did. And I demanded that I be given credit for the difference so that I could identify myself. And it won't work. So the miracle of the solution occurred at the turning of your will and your life over to God. This is the Course in Miracles. It's a 12-step program. All I really teach is turn your will and your life over to God. What did you think that this is? How could you fail if you did that? The problem you have is you keep taking it back. Okay? Turn it over. Now, the demonstration of the miracle that occurs at the time that you turn it over authenticates your determination that you weren't the cause of it. Okay? This is what all addictive programs teach. Okay? That by yourself you couldn't have done it. This is my whole teaching. You couldn't do it by yourself. Okay? Do you like the word surrender? Obviously, what I'm asking you to do is unconditionally surrender. Did you think I was doing something else? Huh? Do you think the Course in Miracles is anything but a course in unconditional surrender? What it is. And it means unconditional, because unconditional surrender is inherently unconditional love, because it removes the obstacles of the conflict that you refuse to surrender to. Is that demonstrated as a miracle? Hey, and it'll be so miraculous you can't believe it, because it occurred despite you, not because of you. And that's what the miracle is. Showing you that despite everything that you did, it worked, not because of you, but because you determined that you couldn't solve the problem. I want this on the tape because this is how I got this. Okay, I'm not teaching it necessarily the way that I got it, obviously. I used up all the alternatives. And I couldn't die again. So I was caught. I'm pressing you to use your alternatives without giving you the allowance to escape. If you can hear this, it'll really help you. It's just like you're in a vice. I'm pressing you to keep looking at your situation and use up the possibilities of succeeding in the limited goal. And at the same time, I'm taking away from you your escape hatch, which was death. And now you're caught in the terrible gap. You can't solve this problem and you can't die. Now you're in Gethsemane. This is the dark night of the soul. Everything you do does not solve the problem, yet there is no other solution that's available to you. Can you guys hear me when I do this? This is actually what's happening to you in your mind. Your solution has always been to avoid the problem. If I take your avoidance away, you're forced to look at the problem. This is exactly what the Course in Miracles is. Now, what are you going to do with it? You're going to have to undergo a change of your mind in regard to this. We used to call this the Hermetic philosophy. It's the bringing together and distillation of thought forms into a brighter association, because we plug up all of the manners in which you can escape. We used to call this the 12 gates of Jerusalem. And finally, you've got no other way of expressing yourself out, and you literally open your crown and it comes out the top of your head. That's the initiation process. Okay, you've resolved the conflict within your own mind. This is Course in Miracles. Will you do this? Sure. Are you doing it now? Sure. Does it make you happy? I don't know. But if you're unhappy with it, you'll go out and find happiness in your limited pursuits. They will then turn to rust and rot, and you'll have to look at them again. And you'll keep doing that. Why? Because it's in the power of your mind to do that, isn't it? And that's what you're going to do. Until you finally say to me, I have no need of this. Okay? And I'll say, good. You have no need of this. I don't need to get sick anymore to get the sympathy that I think I'm entitled to. I need some attention. After all, I should be entitled to. I've been unjustly treated long enough. I've given, and got nothing back. I'm going to stop doing that now. I tried giving and it didn't work. It worked perfectly. Can you give without expectation of return? Can you understand there's no such thing as exchange? This is all sentences from the Course. Can you get a hold of the idea that you only give to yourself? You projected it out there, right? It's a thought in your own mind. Who are you giving to except yourself? Why do you limit your own self? Why don't you just simply give yourself everything? You say to me, well, if I gave it all away, I wouldn't have anything left. And I say, that's crap. You'd have everything immediately. Because the process of giving away is how you know you got it. And until you give it away, you can't possibly know that you have it. How do you know you have anything until you give it away? You hold it as a thought form in your own mind and store it up in here and pretend you're going to use it later on. That's absurd. Okay, the bank goes busted and you've got nothing. You just lost it. I don't know how you stand it. You keep laying up the security that's necessary, but until you use it, you can't know you've got it. That's the parable of hiding the shekel. The three brothers, and one hides it and the other gives a little away, and the other guy just gives it all away. And God comes back and says, that's the way you do it. You got to give it away to know you have it. Don't light you're hiding your light under a bushel. I wouldn't dare give it all away. Well, then don't expect to create, because creating is only giving, and God only gives. He doesn't know anything else because there isn't anything else. Okay? Is everything I'm telling you true? Yeah. Does everybody know this about this? Sure. Does everyone in the whole universe know about heaven and God and all the things that I'm telling you? Yeah. Go on. Why? That's the condition of reality. Well, how come nobody here knows it? Because you created them in your own mind to share your own disillusionment, share your own denial of it. Okay? Everybody got that? I'm going to stop doing it now. I want to be sure you understand what the Course in Miracles says. That's what it says. That this is your world, okay? That you've created it in your own dream. And if you want to let those things out there influence you in regard to what they are, if you want to be at the mercy of the things that are going around, out around you, you're perfectly capable of doing it. You might even like it. That way you can get somebody else to tell you how you are. Okay? And if that doesn't seem crazy to you, I don't know. How could they possibly tell you what they are, what you are? Can they judge you? Can you judge them? Nah. So that's your relief. Is this the new you that's emerging in this new idea? Sure. Will this take a little time to settle in with you? The reason I'm giving you a hard message is you have a tendency to float into your energies around here. You guys have got so much contact with whatever you do out here with masters and energy and all that, and you can't get it the way you've been doing it. Because they're forcing you into an identity. You see, I'm trying to give you all of you to transcend that. I don't care how you identify me, it won't be true until you see me as whole, and at that time you'll be whole. Yes?
If I didn't want it, why do I do it?
You do want it. You cherish death because all the things that you love are connected to it. That's not too tough for you if you want to look at it. Otherwise, why is everything you love dies? You say, I don't want them to die, then they won't. But neither can you, because you're the constructor of them. So the necessity is to make the declaration, I can't die, then neither can the things that you create. Why? Everything creates unto itself. And if you formulated yourself in your genetic association to teach something to be separate, that's precisely what you did with your children, and so did I. So we taught them the autonomy of self-expression, taught them how to cope with sickness and death. Why? Because we come from that genetic association. You'll always reflect to your creations what you are. This has to be true. What I'm telling you is what you are is unstable. So you end up in difficulties with your own offsprings, obviously, because you've introduced judgment into them. Physician, heal thyself. I mean, the teaching is for you to come, the only teaching of the Course is for you to come to know who you are, right? Do you know who you are? But certainly if you know who you are, you're eternal, because the condition of knowing who you are is what eternity is. Okay? Is it difficult? I'll do this for you. Jesus says, it's difficult for you to see that sickness is a choice. Yet I must admonish you that everything is your choice. And it's directly connected to the statement that you never do things for the reason that you think you do. You've always got the association of your previous identities and your attempts to be contained within your own mind. Nobody can take that away from you. Not only that, but you can always find verification for it. Can't you? If you can't find, you created the verification for it in order to keep your own identity, didn't you? Will they bring you back the answers that you want to hear? What the hell other answers would they bring you back? You constructed them to tell you what you want to hear, didn't you? Remember where Jesus says in the Course, you send out all of these thoughts to bring you back what you want to hear to confirm yourself in your own associations, don't you? Okay? How do you get out of this? Change your mind about what you want to hear. Wow.